Good evening and welcome to TV 50's coverage of Geneseo Green Machine football from Bob Reed Field tonight. Geneseo hosts their longtime conference rival, the Sterling Golden Warriors. Both teams are off to a 3-0 start. Hi everyone, Lauren Lemke back in the saddle, joined by Pat Mitchell and Bob Pettit. We have all three of us in the booth tonight, and we're looking forward to a good game here between Sterling and Geneseo. Pat, you're aware of this. 1981 is when these teams played. They played every year since that date. I think you were on the field for the 81 game.
That's exactly right. And we took our lumps here. We had a lead 7-0 and had a goal line stand to keep Sterling out of the end zone. Then we fumbled, and they scored a touchdown to tie it. Then we fumbled again. They scored again. But it's amazing how the end of that game film was all burned up and we didn't get to see it. So, yeah, this has been a series of streaks. And right now, Sterling's had the best of things the last few years. So let's hope we can turn the tide tonight.
Yeah, last 3 years, Sterling's had the football team, and Geneseo trying to get on the winning side. First matchup, Bob Pettit, Western Big Six between Geneseo and Sterling.
Same old game, though. It's going to be the same game. It's going to be hard-nosed football, and now Sterling puts the ball up in the air a little bit more these days, and they're very efficient at it. By the way, it's good to have you back, Lauren. Believe me, I'm the happiest guy in the booth.
Glad to be back. We've got a minute or so to go before we kick things off here tonight in week 4 of the high school football season. Geneseo did win the toss. They deferred, so Sterling's going to see the football first, and they've got quite the quarterback this year in number 12, Cooper Willman. He's got over 300 yards rushing, over almost 400 yards passing, and a total of 6 touchdowns for the Golden Warriors. A guy to keep an eye on is number 12 tonight.
Definitely going to have to keep him contained. We'll see if we're spying him or if we're just trying to make sure we contain him with our outside linebackers. But yeah, most definitely you got to stop him first. But he's not the only guy there. You still got to play the whole field.
Geneseo's going to start 5 sophomores on defense tonight against the Golden Warriors, who are off to a 3-0 start and scoring a ton of points as well. Geneseo last week on the road for the first time. They beat Galesburg 21-14 to get their official first ever Western Big Six conference win, and this is the third time they have teed it up here at home. Logan Hansen is going to be handed the football at the 40-yard line. It's kind of cooling off a little bit. It was kind of a hot, muggy day, but it's comfortable, I think, if you're in the stands. Good night for football.
Yeah, you're reading my mind. I was dreading walking up those stairs to get up here. I thought I'd be sweating like a pig, but no, it's actually turned into a really nice night.
Logan's got a little wind at his back here, and first week he was kicking them in the end zone, and we're hoping to see a little bit of that here.
Well, we know about Sterling. They definitely have the speed, and we'll see if Logan can put this one in the end zone. Here's the kick. It's heading that way, and it's going to go almost to the back of the end zone for a touchback, and so the Warriors will come out at their own 20-yard line.
Missed the field goal by 2.5 yards.
Geneseo's going to play a 3-4 defense with Connor Shipman. He's the nose guard, a sophomore at 6'2", 270. The defensive tackles, Cole Graddert and Gavin McGuire, both seniors, and the linebackers are Dominic DeBooth, Caden Davison, Eli Allen, and Jonathan Maxwell. Shotgun formation to start things off here from Sterling from the 20-yard line. They'll try to run out to the left side, and the back is stood up at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that's just Sean Howard, a 5'9" junior. Looked like he's just trying to follow his block wherever, get hidden behind the big old lineman and then pop out somewhere, but nice job on the outside there.
No huddle, fast-paced offense here for Sterling. They've been running this for the last 3 or 4 years. They'll spread 3 receivers out to the wide side of the field, hand it off, and Geneseo stuffs that right at the line. It's a loss of 1. It's 3rd and 10 coming up for the Golden Warriors.
Very nice. Right up, trying to right up the middle. Guy found a crease. Defensive man found the crease and tackle him for a short loss. So now we're 3rd and 10.
That's Jonathan Maxwell, I believe, on that tackle. Man, he shot that gap. He just laid him right there. Beautiful play.
Passing situation for Sterling. 3rd and 10. Here comes DeBooth. Quarterback is flushed from the pocket. He's scrambling. He has a first down as he runs out on the sideline by Sterling, and out to about the 34-yard line is where they'll mark it.
That's what we're just talking about, how we sent the blitz up the middle and flushed him out, but we didn't have her contain on the left side. So live and learn.
Willman with the run there of 16 yards. They spot it at the 37. Pitch it back to Howard. He slips a tackle at the 40, still loose. Weaves his way up to about the 45-yard line, a pickup of 8.
Got to make sure you get him wrapped up. I mean, it looked like we had him for about a yard gain, but like you said, he slipped a tackle, and it takes 2 or 3 to bring him down.
Beneke comes off the bottom of the pile, and when your safeties make a lot of those plays, it's not good.
4 down linemen for Geneseo on defense. 2nd down and 3. First down run here for Sterling and more to the 40, the 30, down to the 20, the 10, and it'll be a touchdown for the Golden Warriors on a long run of over 50 yards.
That's number 9, Noel Aponte, another junior. So like us, they seem to be pretty young, and they're not the type of offense where they're just going to go hit the hole. They're going to sit and look and pick and choose, and you've got to play the line of scrimmage.
10-16 to play in the opening quarter. Sterling on top 6-0, and they'll kick for the extra point. Michael Hannaran to attempt the kick through a sea of arms from Geneseo's rushers, and that's going to be good right down the middle. It's 7-0. Golden Warriors less than 2 minutes into this one.
What we're talking about there is these running backs will sit behind the line of scrimmage and try to find a crease, and if you get one guy a little deeper than another, that gives you the crease for him to get through. So everybody needs to stay at that same level, like a wall. In other words, if there's a crack in the wall, he's going to find it.
That's exactly all they had. They had no gaping holes in that line. It was just a crease, and he found it, wiggled his way all the way down, avoided about three or four more guys, and that was all he needed.
Sterling last week beat Alleman 34-6, and here's a scoring drive for the Golden Warriors. 5 plays, 80 yards, a minute 44, and a 56-yard touchdown run by Noel Aponte. Extra point was good.
No question that they're fast. We'll see. You know, sometimes it takes a second or a series or two to adjust to game speed.
Hannaran to kick off for Sterling to the south end zone. High kick, spinning, coming down at the 16-yard line. Return to the 20, the 25, the 30, and upended at the 32. Good return for Geneseo. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Tannen Rink with a return of about 15 yards or so.
So how the Maple Leafs answer here is going to be really key. They already proved that they're going to be hard to stop, the Golden Warriors. So how the Leafs answer right here, this is going to be a key drive.
Geneseo's quarterback is Jacob McConnell. He's a senior, and his brother Joe is the center. Number 53 in the backfield, P.J. Mosier, Kyle Hofer, and Mason Jones. Those 3 have touched the football between 30 and 35 times in the first 3 weeks. Pretty consistent. And we'll start 1st and 10 here. Fake to the fullback. And the wingback coming around has no gain on the play. That was Mason Jones, who lost about a yard.
Now, obviously, they've got good speed on the defense as well. They're playing what's called a 7 technique on the tight end, where the defensive end or tackle, depending on what you want to call him, is lined up on the inside shoulder of our end. Going to make it tough sledding through the C gap.
2nd down and long for Geneseo from their own 30. Jones in motion. They'll come back the other way with Hofer. He's got an outside run. He breaks a tackle at the 40, puts his head down, and falls forward to about the 45-yard line. That's a Geneseo first down.
And that's how you treat a team with speed that flows well, is misdirection them. You know how long that lasts, we'll see. But there's 2 ways you can approach it. You can run it right down their throat, or you can get them pulling one way and go back the other.
Running behind tackle Rob Stoll and C.J. Darnell on that right side. The left side of the offensive line for Geneseo. Cole Graddert at guard, and the left tackle is Cole Ellerbrock. I'm going to call them the coal miners. 1st and 10, Geneseo at the 46. No gain on that straight dive play.
A couple weeks ago, PJ had a lot of success, and I think that's out now. I mean, you can't hide that all year long, and teams will key on him, anything he does. So you've got 8:50 left, and Leafs down 7-0 first quarter.
You think these other teams have seen it on film?
Yeah.
Does that really happen?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how film goes nowadays.
Geneseo breaks the huddle. They line it up at their own 46-yard line on 2nd down and 10. Hofer in motion. They'll come back counter play to Mason Jones. Jones squirts through the offensive line, gets 3 yards to the 49. And it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Green Machine here in the first quarter as they trail Sterling by 7.
Right, it looked like he had just a little bit of a crease, and the guy was able to get his big paw on him, on his hip or thigh pad, and slow him down.
McConnell comes all the way over to the sideline, gets the play call. And play clock down to 15 seconds. They should have enough time to get this 3rd down play off as they line it up just shy of midfield, right in the middle of the Geneseo G. McConnell backs up to throw over the middle and leads his receiver just a little bit too much. It's incomplete. Good effort there from Mason Jones trying to stretch out, but just a little bit too long.
A little slow getting up. He took quite the hit from a shoulder pad to his shoulder pad.
He had his man open, but it had to be a quick hitter. Had a lot of pressure back there, and Sterling will do that. The play just before that looked like it was going to be a nice hole, but it closed up quick. They are quick in every phase of the game.
P.J. Mosier in the punt for Geneseo. He's averaging 34 yards per punt this season. This will be his 11th of the year. On 4th and 6, Geneseo punts it away. Mosier's punt is going to land inside the 20, and then it's picked up off the bounce by Sterling, returned out to the 23-yard line.
Had Bruce Moore down there along with Tandem Rink to force the issue. But even there, looked like for a second he was going to let that thing roll, and now as soon as it took a good bounce, he's getting it and getting up the field. So, like I said earlier, you have to play the whole field with these guys.
7.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Sterling's going to have the football for the second time. They lead Geneseo 7-0 here at Bob Reed Field in Geneseo. Willman in shotgun formation. Hands off, straight up the middle. Run out to the 30-yard line. Goes Noah Aponte.
Unfortunately, we did get beat at the line of scrimmage on that one. There was a nice hole there, and that's going to have to plug. They get up ahead of steam. It's hard to stop.
Ready to snap this football on 2nd and 3. At the same play. Back it goes to Aponte. He has a Sterling first down across the 35-yard line.
Right, they've got a fullback lined up in the 3 hole, and he's on top of our linebacker in a hurry. So we're going to do something there to counter that.
First and 10, Sterling from the 35. Keep it on the ground. And Geneseo closes this one down quick for a 1-yard gain.
Tried a little misdirection there on their own side, and that, at least we're not having any of it. Smelled it out. Actually, he got 2 yards more than I thought he got.
Cole Graddert off the bottom of the pile for that.
Pretty good spot there for Sterling. 2nd down and 8. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. A lone setback next to Willman, the quarterback. Read option for him, and he gets 2 yards. Dominic DeBouf on the bottom of that pile, and Eli Allen also coming up to help on the tackle.
We call him Mean Bro. That's Coach Pettit thing from way back when. That's Mean Bro.
He wasn't that mean, just sort of.
Key play here for the Geneseo defense. 3rd and 6 for Sterling as the Warriors have a 7-0 lead in this first quarter. To throw, Willman completes it out to the far sideline. It is a first down as he finds number 4, Isaiah Yarborough.
That's one of the things we saw a lot of last week was that just a short out, giving a really big cushion on those corners. You know you can do that. It's hard to do it all the way up the field, but you better make sure you tackle that guy.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at their 47-yard line. Handoff. And out to the 50-yard line goes number 23, Deshaun Howard. You have to respect these Sterling wide receivers. I guess there's 3 of them that have an average about 16 yards per catch this year. So they are a big play team not in the air as they are on the ground.
A lot of that is probably yards after the catch too, because they get out there on that flat and they put a juke step on you, pick up some big yardage.
2nd down and 6. Short run for Sterling. Geneseo able to wrap up the ball carrier. I think that was the nose tackle. Connor Shipman coming up there. And
right, there was no hesitation in that. There wasn't much of a fake. That was designed for him the whole way, and we read it well, and giving him 3rd and about 5.
We've had 3rd and long several times today, about 3 times already. They just come up with that big play, and this is the kind to stop.
To throw, Willman on 3rd and 5, looking downfield, nobody open. Geneseo trying to close, and they come up with the sack back at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, that's Gab McGuire over there did a great job that time on the edge, and just slow him down long enough to get some of the cavalry there and finish him off, including Mean Bro there again. Caden Davison on the very bottom of that pile.
There's a good chance he felt that.
Mm-hmm.
He got hit hard.
That'll put Sterling in a 4th down and 5 situation. A long 5, and looks like they're going to punt the football away with 4 minutes to play. Clock running here in the first quarter. Sterling ahead of Geneseo 7-0. The Green Machine will get the football back here on this punt. Willman the kick. Trying to make it bounced in down the field, and he certainly does it. Gets it about the 15, rolls 14 yards inside the 1. So about the perfect punt right there.
Yeah, you bet. This is going to be tough getting this thing out of there. Yeah, I don't know if you start with a quarterback sneak or something just to give yourself some breathing room. But that's a great punt, rugby style punt. Guy rolls out to the right, plus he's your quarterback, and he's a good runner. So you got to make sure you have him accounted for, no matter what the down and distance is.
Well, Willis and Parker are sharpening their skills here. They're ready for a 99-yard drive. They're going to get you some stats to report here, Lauren.
All right. How about a 99-yard run? We've had a few of those guys do that recently. The last, I think, was Drew Rapps.
Yes.
Inside the 1-yard line for Geneseo. McConnell takes the snap. It's the fullback Mosier who gets some positive running room out to about the 3 and a little more space for Geneseo to operate.
All right, faking the jet sweep around the left end and then hand it to Mosier up the middle.
He was kind of jerked back. It looked like somebody had a hand on either a helmet or shoulder pad, but there was no flag for it. Maybe it was just a jersey.
2nd down and 8 coming up for Geneseo. We're nearing the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Sterling scoring on their opening drive in the first 2 minutes, and they lead 7-0. Second possession of the game for the Green Machine offense. And we've got a timeout here. Play clock was down to 3 seconds.
Right, when it comes to play calling in this situation, you're not sure. I mean, you want to make sure you got the right play. First, that you don't end up in your own end zone, and second, to give yourself some room to work with. I mean, you can't have a negative play here, so you want to make sure you got the right one.
So there's a first charge timeout for Geneseo.
As precious as those timeouts are, this is the right thing to do.
You betcha.
Make sure you got this thing right. He walked up to the line of scrimmage and looked. He looked like he wasn't confident with what he saw.
Well, I think they changed the play clock this year. Sometimes it starts at 25, and in certain situations it starts at 40. I'm still trying to figure it all out. So
out of a dead ball, it'll start at 25, and or I should say, something like this. If they go out of bounds, it'll start with 40, but out of a dead ball, it'll start out of a 25.
Timeout's over. Geneseo's going to huddle up in the end zone and then come up to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Double wing set for Geneseo on this play. Hofer in motion. Back to Mosier. Mosier out past the 5 to the 8-yard line. And a manageable 3rd down coming up for Geneseo.
That's a similar play to the one right before it, just the other way. So instead to the left, they ran to the right.
Kudos to those big boys up in front there. That's a nice line surge. Get PJ ahead of steam, pick up some positive yardage. 3rd and 3, very manageable.
I like what we're doing on both sides of the football on our defense and offensive lines tonight. I know Sterling had that one long run, but I think we're starting to win the battle on both sides. 3rd down and 3 coming up for Geneseo. They're ready to run the play. Counter play back to Hofer. Slips a tackle, trying to get that 1st down. He's going to come up just short. Taken down at the 10-yard line. He's about a yard short. Almost had it.
Needed about another half step to get upfield. Not quite there. That's the Sterling front. We're looking at senior all the way across, and that means they've got a lot of experience up front. But at some point you just got to keep pounding on them and wear those big guys down.
4th and 1, and Geneseo will have to punt with 1:30 to play in the 1st quarter, down by 7. And Sterling's going to have the football in really good field position. Mosier, the left-footed punter, gets it away. Nice punt coming down at the 45, and it's bobbled, picked up off the turf, and Geneseo all over it. Loss of 2 on the return because of the fumble.
You got to give kudos to the first man who touches the ball on that, and that's Joe McConnell. What a great snap down there into our own end zone.
Mitchell Vermos, number 46, down there for Geneseo on the tackle.
They gave him those 2 yards back, Lauren. They moved that ball up where he bobbled the ball. They drove him back a couple more yards, but just not going to count.
Sterling has it back in their hands with 1:10 to play in the 1st, and they lead Geneseo by a touchdown 7-0. Sterling scoring on a 55-yard touchdown run in this quarter. Geneseo making great contact there at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Caden Davison on the bottom of that one. Shot that gap, got him by the ankles.
Yeah, that's almost straight power. They've got the fullback lined up in that time in the 7 hole, and then the H-back. It's kind of like a wing back just coming over, throwing a little wham block. So nice stop.
Broken tackle at the 45, and Geneseo wraps up the ball carrier in the secondary. Looks like a 1st down for Sterling with Nathan Beneke making the tackle.
Once he got past the line of scrimmage, it was tough catch. We're actually fortunate he held him to, what are they going to do, measure it?
I don't know. I'll try to eyeball it maybe.
They don't measure this anymore, do they? They're gonna spot him another yard, so they don't have to measure. That's one way to speed the game up.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, I know you don't like them to have a 1st down, but if they have 2nd and really short or whatever that was, then it's almost like a free play. So we'll take it and keep playing.
From the Geneseo 36-yard line, it's Howard breaking a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he's wrapped up from behind at the 30-yard line. A gain of 7 as we're down to 20 seconds in this opening quarter.
I've heard you say it a couple times, breaking the tackle at the line of scrimmage. We're not getting a good shot on that guy. We're just getting a piece of him. So got to keep our heads up and stay off our knees.
Sterling trying to get another play off here before the quarter ends. They're down to 5 seconds. They will not get this play off, and that's good news for Geneseo as we've come to the 1st quarter, and it's Sterling leading Geneseo 7-0. Bob Reed Field.
This TV 50 broadcast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen. Eric Henderson and Jolene Barnes of Country Financial. Turpins of Geneseo. Geneseo Communications. Central Bank. B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery. Vandemore Funeral Homes. Hammond Henry Hospital. ProTech Auto Body. Borac Pharmacy. Liberty Village. Farmers National Bank. Pink's Paint and Body. Edwards Ready Mix. Please thank our sponsors for their support of this TV50 broadcast.
It was a fast first quarter here at Bob Reed Field. Sterling leading Geneseo 7-0. With Matt Mitchell, Bob Pettit, I'm Lauren Lemke. Glad to have you along for our broadcast tonight. Sterling scoring on their opening drive, a 55-yard touchdown run in the game's first 2 minutes. And since that point, Pat, I think it's been a pretty even Steven game.
Right, they're in the middle of a drive right now. I mean, we had the one stop, and it's going to be that type of situation all night long, where we got to keep making stops until our offense gets on track and moves the football a little bit. But they're winning the game. That quarter, they won the game of field position with that punt, putting us inside our own 2-yard line. So our young defense getting indoctrinated tonight, and we got to make sure we step up. We've got to answer the call.
Sterling's going to come from the sideline right up to the line of scrimmage. They probably don't know what a huddle is from what I'm seeing. Second and short. Quarterback keeper running right behind the tailback. He has a first down run inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. The tackle on the play is Rylan Coons.
Yeah, this is kind of what we were talking about last week. Why, the team you worry about is the one that runs right at you, and right now Sterling's doing that very well.
Noah Aponte gets the carry, trying to sweep it out to the right, slips through a tackle, and he finds his way down to the 4-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Golden Warriors.
Big hole there in the middle of the Green Machine defense.
I think his body parts are just moving too fast to grab a hold of. We're getting green jerseys on him. They're just not bringing him down.
Back it goes, handoff, and it's a touchdown for Aponte as he goes in from 4 yards out off the left side. 11:33 to play in the first half. It's 13-0 Sterling.
What I've learned over the years, if you don't stop the teams that run right at you, then you don't have to worry about stopping their outside game or their throwing game, because the good teams will just keep doing that. They have the patience to do that over and over.
Mike Hanrahan is in to kick the extra point. And gets this one right through. It's good. 14-0 is our score here early on in the second quarter. Sterling on top.
Right, key here now is we're down 2 scores. And, we were down 1 score last week. Down 2 scores, we got to see where our heads go. Body language has to stay positive. You got to make sure we got to understand that this is one of the best teams in the state of Illinois, and our body language has to stay positive throughout. I mean, you can get disappointed, but you can't get discouraged.
Check the scoring drive for Sterling while we wait the next kickoff. 6 plays, 47 yards. Minute 37, and a 4-yard touchdown run from Noel Aponte. That's his second touchdown of the night, and Hanrahan made the extra point for Sterling.
All right, that was all set up with the short field after their really good punt. I mean, and PJ had a nice punt too to get us out of there, but 47-yard drive. That's tough. That's tough to stop.
Geneseo's got a couple deep guys back about the 10-yard line. Hanrahan is ready to go. Waiting the whistle.
Henran's got a nice leg. Those field goal or those extra points could have been field goals of quite a distance. If they ever get in that situation, they could be very effective.
Kickoff heading down to the 10-yard line. Out to the 25. And a late flag coming in here as Mosier, or rather Mason Jones, returned that for about 15 yards.
Hate to think that might be a holding or something, but
I think it's a face mask. It looked like his head was spinning a little bit.
I said there was no late hit though, because everybody was off by the time the whistle blew.
No, I'm wrong.
That is a block in the back.
When you watch the replay there, you see his head spin a little bit by one of the second tackler. Looked like he got his hand in the face, but.
Could you repeat that? Did you say you're wrong? I'm not sure I've ever heard that.
Oh yeah, yeah, you know better. Yeah, while we're at it, I already apologized to the Hofers for taking a touchdown away from Kyle last week.
Well, Geneseo's backed up to the 20, inside the 20-yard line here on this drive. McConnell in the pocket, throws, and it is incomplete. He was trying to get it out there to number 88. Nathan Van Woestijn.
Another one of them sophomores. He's a big target, that's for sure.
He had a really nice play on week 1 where they just threw one up, Drew Himmelman style, and came down with it. Yeah, very nice. It's a nice weapon, but we got to get it out there.
That incomplete pass stops the clock here in the second quarter. 11:19 to play. Geneseo's in about 10 seconds here to get this play off as they get set up on the line from the 17. Sweet play with Hofer into his right, and Sterling strings it out. We'll give him 2 yards on it. Out to the 20.
Tried to wait for that block to develop. It just didn't develop.
Well, by the time he got turned into the line of scrimmage, there were 7 Sterling guys sitting there on that side of the ball, and it's just, it's hard to block them all.
You call that pursuit?
That's pursuit.
Nathan Beneke brings the play in for Geneseo on 3rd and 7 from their own 20-yard line. Pistol formation for Geneseo on this 3rd and long. Passes out, it is caught at the 24 and close to a first down.
Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, no, they're moving him. That's good. Maybe they're moving him. Yes, they are.
Those guys working the chains, they know a first down when they see them.
They started walking, and one guy's holding the chain. He goes, whoa.
Mason did a really nice job, spin move back to the inside. At first, it didn't look like that was the right move, but it ended up being the perfect move.
Much needed first down for Geneseo here in the second quarter. They trail by 2 scores, 14-0. Sterling on top. Now from the 28-yard line, first down play. Mosier, the fullback, powers his way up to the 30. We'll give PJ 2 yards on that run.
Linebacker just sitting there waiting for PJ.
Yeah, he probably did well getting 2 yards on that one. Just drive, pushing the pile. Wasn't a big hole there. As you said, this Sterling group is not only quick, but they're very experienced. They've been here before.
You bet.
2nd down and 8 for the Green Machine from their own 30-yard line. McConnell rolls to his right, and his pass too far ahead of Hofer, and Kyle couldn't catch up with that pass.
Kind of well covered out there too. Yep, just need a little shorter, and he might have had a chance.
But the Sterling pressure is just very, very, very tough to deal with. When you got those big white jerseys bailing down on you, it's just a lot harder to just lay that baby in the spot.
Yeah, it's hard to stand in that pocket and just let it come.
Jacob came into tonight's game having completed 55% of his passes, 172 yards on the season. He's got a couple touchdown throws in there. Probably a passing situation here for Geneseo with McConnell in the pistol, and we have Geneseo calling a timeout. That is their 2nd of the half. They have 1 left.
All right, we don't see it often, but that time Geneseo came out with no tight ends. Got a spread formation with a shotgun.
That is interesting. The tight end is the staple of the Geneseo offense, isn't it?
Right. I mean, sometimes you'll see them, you know, when the quarterback's underneath center, and they'll do that, and they'll run the fullback up the middle. But out of shotgun, you know, we'll usually that's more of a traditional passing formation. So, you know, once again, Larry saw something he didn't really like. I'd be honest, I wasn't looking at the play clock to realize if it was running down, but.
Third down coming up for Geneseo at the 30-yard line, 3rd and 8.
Be another huge first down to get here.
It would. 9:21 on the clock, and with 1 timeout left, they, you know, they'd really be good to pick up this first down, move this ball down the field. We don't want to give Sterling that football back at this point in time.
Well, long time out there. Geneseo got every second of that timeout. They're back onto the field. They break from the huddle. Beneke comes out wide to the right side. Hofer's in a lineup in the slot. And McConnell's going to roll this way. He's got some pressure, gets the pass away, and making the catch at the 38-yard line is Mason Jones.
Yep, they're going to give it to him.
All depends which foot he uses to spot the ball.
Yep, he's moving the chains.
Right at the 39-yard line. So Mason Jones with a couple key 3rd down pass receptions here from McConnell.
Right. You know, and like anything else, when you have success, that builds confidence that you can do it again. And hopefully, maybe that'll loosen up the Sterling defense a little bit.
Geneseo on this drive started inside the 20. They're out to the 39 on 1st and 10. Mason Jones in motion. Pass over the middle, and it is intercepted by Sterling at midfield. Number 4, Isaiah Yarborough, comes up with the pick. Stepped right in front of that pass, intended for Hofer.
It looked like it could have hit either pair of hands because they hit right at the point of the ball, and Sterling comes down with it.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought we had caught the pass, but it goes to Sterling. So that drive ends with an interception, and the Golden Warriors will have it at midfield, right inside the G there. Sterling comes over from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. 8:48 to play in the first half. Warriors up by 14. Howard stuffed for a yard loss. Linebackers shooting in there for Geneseo.
Brandon Cathcart also there underneath the pile.
DeBooth, the typical culprit. Actually, stuffed was a great word because they just created a pile and he couldn't get out of there.
2nd down and 10 for the Warriors. Up the middle goes Howard. He's taken down at the 41. Looks to be about a yard short of the first down. Secondary having to come up and make that tackle for Geneseo.
Rylan Coons finishing him off there.
Sterling's ready to go on 3rd and 1. Low snap. Howard first down. Short run out to the 38. Didn't need much. Clock stopped just for a moment to set up the chains.
Consistency in that line is what we're having a little struggle with. And again, there's a lot of youth up there, but we'll make a great play, stuff something up really nice, and the next time we'll get blown off the line.
4 down lineman for Geneseo. Back it goes to Howard, left side. Howard inside the 30, down to the 29, with Beneke making the tackle on Coons.
Rylan Coons put a pretty good hit on him too.
Short 2 yards coming up for Sterling on this play. Willman, the quarterback, hands it off, and nice tackle in the backfield. Number 44, Gavin McGuire there.
Right, Gavin stepping up nice to finish him off at the line of scrimmage, make it 3rd and short.
Another key 3rd down in this game.
This is obviously in 4-down territory, but it still was a beautiful stop.
Football at the 29-yard line. Sterling's going to run it with Ponte, and he has looks like he's got the 1st down right at the marker.
Right, he did a nice job of just lowering his shoulders, knowing he only needed a 1.5 yards, and lowered his shoulders and just got everything he could for the 1st down.
So new set of downs for the Warriors. 6:37 to play in the 1st half. It's Sterling 14, Geneseo 0.
Again, that was just a small seam. He just happened to slither right through it.
And Willman gets hit as he hands it off to Aponte. And Aponte 3 yards inside the 25 to about the 24.
Right, that time we were bringing the linebacker through in an A-gap blitz, so kind of slow getting up, but.
Is that Eli?
Yes.
Eli Allen?
Yep.
Drew Kested.
Hit him hard, but I think he got the worst of it.
Sterling's got Drew Kested in at quarterback, number 16. Willman's not in on this series right now. Breaking it open to the left side goes the Golden Warriors inside the 10, down to about the 8. And they hand it off to Noel Aponte.
He did a great job of setting up his blocker. It looked like he was going inside, and he bounced outside and got Andrew Cotty to bite outside, and then he cut back inside. Very nice run by the junior.
1st and goal for the Golden Warriors with 5:45 to play in this 1st half. P.J. Mosier had to come out, I think, because of an equipment issue, and Geneseo getting a late sub on to the field. On 1st and goal from the 8. Warriors will hand it off. Howard inside the 5, down to about the 4.
All right, this isn't good right now. The running backs aren't getting hit until they're about 3 yards downfield, and that's going to be hard to stop.
It's not bad for prevent defense, but we don't have that big lead.
No.
2nd down and goal from the 4. Kested's going to hand it off to Howard, and he gets into the end zone for Sterling's 3rd touchdown tonight, and they lead it 20-0 over Geneseo.
Couple would-be tacklers again, just couldn't get him wrapped up. Slithered like an eel through there.
So Howard has his 1st rushing touchdown tonight. Aponte had the first 2 for Sterling. And pending the extra point from Michael Hanran. Kick is blocked by Geneseo and no good. So the score remains 20-0. Sterling on top with a little over 5 minutes to play in the 1st half.
It's hard to tell whether that was blocked or if he just scuffed it. It was not a good kick. After he had a couple really beauties there in the first 2 touchdowns.
Kind of looked like my golf game this year.
Yeah.
Well, now
you hit wedges off the tee like that. Yeah.
We're in a situation now where you're down 3 scores already, and we still got 5 minutes to go in the 1st half, where you don't necessarily try to win this ball game on this drive, but you do have to get something positive going because you do get the ball first in the 2nd half. If you can get a decent drive put together here to end the half and score, and then get the ball back, and you never know from there. But we've got to make sure they do not score again this half.
10-play, 50-yard scoring drive for Sterling. Just took a little bit under 4 minutes, and a 3-yard touchdown run by Deshaun Howard. The extra point was no good. We're going to say it was blocked. Sterling to kick off. This one coming down inside the 5 to Mason Jones. Jones coming out to his right, and he's upended at the 16-yard line. Geneseo, a couple first downs in their last series. They had to pick those up through the air, and then the drive ending with an interception. See what they can do here in the last 5 minutes of the first half.
He was a bit overwhelmed with tacklers on that play. We didn't have any blockers back there. They sifted through the line somehow, and it was just him on about 5 white jerseys. He wasn't going too far.
From the 16-yard line goes, here comes the Geneseo Green Machine. Mason gets the carry as he goes jet sweep coming down here, and he is going to be wrapped up for no gain on the play. May have lost a yard. And key to pick up a first down here, as Pat said a moment ago, we now want to see Sterling get the football back here in this half.
All right, just kind of watching the offensive line there. Got to make sure we start moving people up there. At least on that play we didn't. Hopefully at some point we can get the pad under pad and drive them out of there.
Geneseo comes up to the line with 10 seconds to get this play off. 4:10 on the game clock in the second quarter. 20-0 is the score. Sterling on top. Counter play coming back. Hofer right side, turns it upfield down to the 20-yard line. 4-yard run for Hofer, and Geneseo's going to have a third down and about 6.
Right, an athletic 4-yard run as he had to skip over one of our pulling linemen.
But the key here, Sterling flies to the ball so quick. It looked like he was going to pick up first down yardage. It really did. It looked like he was going to find a seam out there, and they flew to the ball and closed that thing up so fast. He only picked up about, what'd you give him, 4 or 5 there?
Willis got him for 5, I think. So it's third down and 6 for the Green Machine from their own 20-yard line. Some movement up front before the snap. Both teams pointing at each other. I think Geneseo's going to be flagged here for a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, now you are getting in danger of giving them the football back here.
Yeah, we actually had 3 guys jump that time.
Too much time on the clock to be giving them the football back.
Mm-hmm.
They'll restart the clock here. Down to 3:10. Geneseo will have 20 more seconds to get the play off as Beneke comes in from the sideline. Along with Brennan Wages, number 30. And they'll split out on both sides of the field. Pistol formation. Connell rolls to his left with pressure, gets rid of the pass. He has a receiver open at the 20. And I believe that's Mason Jones who comes up with the catch. Poor short gain, but Geneseo's gonna have to punt this football away with 2:40 to play before the first half comes to an end. And the Warriors will have the football and 3 timeouts to operate in a little over 2 minutes.
Right, and barring using a timeout here, Geneseo will kick it with just over 2 minutes left, and that gives them, we'll get to see their 2-minute offense.
That play was not poorly executed, but Sterling just got to the point. They played it well. They give him a little cushion, let him pick up his 5 yards, and caught him down right where they needed to get a punt. Deep in their own territory.
On 4th and 6, Geneseo will punt from the 21-yard line. P.J. Mosher standing back at his 10, taking this clock down as far as he could go. And sends us up to about midfield and wrapping up downfield. A nice tackle there by number 34.
Bruce Moore, beautiful job on that.
It's dangerous because you don't know if he put that arm up or not, but there was no flag, so he did not call for a fair catch.
All right, fought through a blocker, and the blocker did a nice job of not blocking Bruce in the back, but well executed by Bruce Moore.
Sterling's got a minute 52 to work with here, and I think all 3 of their scoring drives tonight have been under 2 minutes.
Yes, minute 37 and minute 44.
They'll start from their own 45-yard line. And 3 timeouts for Sterling. They spread out the Geneseo defense. Hand it off. 2-yard run.
Still the second quarterback in, Drew Kested. He's a sophomore.
We haven't got a chance to mention the Great job the ball crew has done. That combination of Mitchell and Johnson out there, getting those balls in and out. It's a key part of the game.
It's a key part of the future.
It could be. You're absolutely right.
2nd down and 8 for Sterling at their own 47-yard line. And a whistle, and I think we got a timeout before the snap by the Sterling head coach. And they do grant that a timeout, so Sterling uses their first timeout. They have 2 left, 1:17 to play in the first half. The score is Sterling 20, Geneseo 0.
Right, it looked like they were going to take number 8 Quentin Spalding and run him through the left, run him through the left flat into the deep left third, and leaving number 15 there, Carter Ryan, all by himself. But timeout first.
Been a significant amount of time wind there before they called that timeout, so they must just saw something again they didn't feel like it was the right thing.
Yeah, right. I no idea what they're thinking. If you're going to use a timeout, you'd think you'd use it right after the play. But I'm sure they feel pretty comfortable about things right now, and they don't want to leave any time for Geneseo to score either.
The chunks of real estate that they're grounding out there, minute 17 is a lot of time.
Right.
Timeout is over. Geneseo's coming out to line up. Sterling's already there. And we got a 2nd down, 7 for the Golden Warriors, who are mostly in white tonight. See what they come up with. Ground game, solo tackle made by Geneseo. 71 on the tackle, Connor Shipman. And kind of a player coming up slow for Geneseo, got pancaked probably after the play was over.
Right, that Connor Shipman did a really nice job. He was lined up over the guard, and the guard pulled, and he just got into that guard's hip pocket just like you teach it, and tackled the guard, took him right to the running back.
Clock is running. Sterling not worried about the clock at this point with 40 seconds and counting down on 3rd down and 6. Football just shy of midfield. Back to the run game. Nice tackle by Geneseo. Short gain on the play. It'll be 4th down.
That's Gav McGuire there from his defensive tackle spot, wrapping around the ankles and then hanging on.
Geneseo will use their final timeout and stop the clock with 18 seconds left. Sterling will have a 4th down and 6 at the Geneseo 49 when play resumes.
Right, can't go to sleep on this. I mean, well, first of all, let's see who the punter is, because that quarterback, who's also the doubles as the punter, hasn't been in there. So we'll see. We'll see who the quarterback is.
Bob, you want to be our sideline reporter here and check out and see what's going on with that starting quarterback for Sterling? Report back to us. Nope, he's not taking it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change my outfit here. Get a little navy and gold on.
We can do like Booger McFarland and run you up and down the sidelines, sitting in a chair high above the crowd.
Yeah, that would be good.
I believe they put 2.
I was just trying to figure out how I could get that done, because I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Bears game. They just added some more time to the clock. It's not 18, it's 20 seconds now.
It'd have to be you, because I'm afraid of heights.
4th down 6. Sterling showing that they're going to punt the football away. And it's Hannah Rand. Skies it up, coming down to the 15, and wrapped up there right away with 13 seconds left.
It'd be very surprising if they actually tried to do anything, putting the ball in the air. It's a possibility when you're down by 20, but they sure don't want to make a mistake and give them Sterling an opportunity to score.
Anthony Pierce, the punt returner for Geneseo, making a nice catch on that play.
That's one of our sophomores too.
So Geneseo keeps Sterling off the scoreboard on that drive, and looks like they're just going to take a knee here in the last 13 seconds, and this should be the final play of the first half.
Yeah, when you do that, you're just hoping for a bad snap on a punt and get some decent field position.
Geneseo will get the football to start the 3rd quarter, but At the end of the first half, it's Sterling leading Geneseo by a score of 20-0.
This TV 50 broadcast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Jolene Barnes of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Communications, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Borac Pharmacy, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank, Pink's Paint and Body, Edwards Ready Mix. Please thank our sponsors for their support of this TV 50 broadcast.
At the T-Saw Bank on North State Street, all units respond. Dark and sultry, like a wet velvet curtain had been pulled over the city. But there was no sleep for me. I had a job to do. My name's Mark. I'm a detective. All units, suspects spotted heading east on Ogden Avenue. Proceed to North Chicago Street to intercept.
band will now be joined on the field by the Geneseo Middle School Band, and together they'll perform the song, High Hopes.
This TV 50 broadcast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Jolene Barnes of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Communications, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Borac Pharmacy, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank, Pink's Paint and Body, Edwards Ready Mix. Please thank our sponsors for their support of this TV 50 broadcast.
And we're ready for the second half of football from Bob Reed Field. Geneseo's going to receive the second half kick. They are trailing Sterling 20-0 as Sterling put up over 200 yards of offense in that first half. 31 carries, 204 yards on the ground for the Golden Warriors. Geneseo with 57 total yards on offense. Geneseo trying to get something going here offensively in this third quarter and get back in this football game. Second half kickoff coming down near the 20. It might bounce out of bounds, and it does. So there's the penalty flag. Geneseo's going to get the football out here at the 35.
Yeah, it's a good choice by Tannen Rink, you know. Seeing that it bounced out of bounds, had that taken a funny bounce back at him, he was there to field it. But number 23, the Jashawn Howard, was right there in his face.
That was a 20-yard gain that he didn't have to make on his own.
Yeah.
Just take it.
You bet.
Kyle Hofer, the leading rusher for Geneseo in that first half. He had 4 attempts for 26 yards. Jake McConnell passing 3 of 7 for 23 yards. All those passes went to Mason Jones, and there was 1 interception thrown by McConnell in that first half. Geneseo's going to start at the 35, their best field position of the night, on 1st and 10. It's the fullback, P.J. Mosier. He gets 4 solid yards out to the 39, coming off that left side of the offensive line behind Cole Ellerbrook and Cole Graddert.
All right, that time they ran that out a little wider. Most of his runs have been into the 7 or the 3 hole. That was out in the 8 hole and able to pick up a little more yardage.
Geneseo in that first half came up with 3 first downs. Sterling had 12. Geneseo did have a couple back-to-back first downs there before that interception, which led to Sterling's 3rd touchdown in the second quarter. 2nd and 6 here. Back to Mosier. He's wrapped up as soon as he touches the football. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Green Machine.
Well, that big old tackle, 76 for Sterling. Aiden Munoz Ripley. He's pretty quick at 6'2", 275. He followed the pulling guard and just was able to wrap him up in the backfield.
Geneseo's going to bring the play in from the sidelines. About 15 seconds to get this off.
That's very tough yardage in there. That was basically no gain, and there's just not a hole there at all. That defensive line is really stiffening up here.
3rd and 6, counter play. This is Mason Jones to his left. Jones trying to get that first down. He does as he tiptoes. I thought he was out of bounds. He stays in and then gets leveled in front of the Geneseo bench.
That's a really nice run by Mason there, kind of picking his way. You know, with that jet sweep, they've got to make a choice whether to cut that thing off the tackle or get out and around, and that time he made the right choice.
It did look like he stepped out of bounds about the 45-yard line. He looked like he knew where the first down marker was, but he paid for it. He picked up about 3 more yards and get smoked.
His best run tonight has Geneseo near midfield at the 49-yard line on first down. Mosier bouncing off a couple Sterling defenders. He fought his way back to the line of scrimmage. That looked like a 2-yard loss to start. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Right, nothing there early on, and he wasn't able to take that little jump step because they're quick to the hole. So we're sitting at 2nd and 10 with about 9.5 minutes by the time they snap the ball here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, when you get stopped for no gain and it's a one-man tackle, you always have hope for the next one. Maybe you beat that guy, but when there's 8 guys there, that doesn't give you a lot of hope for anything. They gang tackle.
Geneseo may put this one up in the air on 2nd down and 10. McConnell straight back. His pass is deflected. Intended out there for Nathan Beneke. And I think Sterling got a hand on that football.
Right,
outside linebacker.
Tyree Kelly, that's lucky that wasn't pick 6.
Yeah, I thought he was going to one-hand it.
Mm-hmm. If he'd have had the gloves, he would have got it. Just didn't have the gloves with the stickum.
We're in the 3rd quarter, 9:22 to play, and Geneseo on their opening drive here of this 3rd quarter, they trail by 20 to the highly ranked Sterling Golden Warriors.
Well-deserved, highly ranked. It's a good football team.
Pistol formation, Jake McConnell gets a snap from his brother with pressure, airs it out over the middle of the field, deep, and it is deflected, knocked away. Almost got through to Kyle Hofer, but deflected at the very end and incomplete.
A little bit of contact there, but everybody going for the ball. Ruled incidental.
Same thing, though. McConnell didn't have a lot of time to throw that football. He had to get rid of that maybe a little earlier than he wanted to. Didn't give a chance for the receiver to get through the coverage.
A little windy out here. P.J. Mosier standing at his own 38, 4th and 10. Geneseo punts it away. Knuckleball coming down at the 8-yard line. It will be returned. And
but not far.
Not far. Down at the 15. Good downfield coverage tonight for the Geneseo special teams on the punt tonight.
All right, that time he had a combination of Mitch Promost, and there's Bruce Moore again. You know, that was kind of a cardinal sin. He fielded that inside the 10-yard line at the 7. But in this day and age, with the way punters are able to get balls to check up, that's a new philosophy.
Sterling comes out. They put 20 on the board in the first half, scoring on 3 of the 5 drives. They had 1 punt and then, or rather 2 punts in that first half. They've been running the ball all night. Only 1 pass in the first half, and they come out running here for 5 yards. And I don't see their starting quarterback on the field. I'm not sure where, if Cooper Willman just taking the rest of the night off or if something happened to him.
Yeah, not sure. Just kind of scanning the sidelines looking for him.
So that's Drew Kested, a sophomore, number 16. And there's Connor Shipman, our nose guard, wrapping up the ball carrier for no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Maybe that is one reason why Sterling hasn't had to pass the football. I know they've been running pretty good, but you know, if you got a sophomore quarterback in, you know, there's really, I don't know if they really have been in a passing situation, but.
That was a nice job by Shipman again. He's getting behind the pulling guard and let him take you right to the running back.
3rd and 6 coming up. Sweet play, wrapped up to Booth, slips away, and they keep him from getting the 1st down as he runs over the 20 to the 22, and it'll be a Sterling punt. And they're going to be punting into the wind. We got a pretty good breeze coming in from the southeast now, coming right into the press box.
Right, my spotters say it is pouring south of town.
Bob, can you confirm that? Can you take another walk for us?
Yeah, it's coming this way because the wind is blowing out of the south.
Well, hopefully it's just rain. There's no any of that lightning stuff. You know, we don't need that.
That could be a delay. People are starting to scramble a little bit. Somebody, they must be getting the field. Maybe the flies are biting the horses.
Geneseo's gonna have good field position. There's a 4th and 2 coming. Short punt too. Get away from it, and Dominic DeBooth moves out of the way as it goes inside the 40. Geneseo's gonna start from the 38-yard line again. Cooper Willman is the regular punter, and he's not in the game. And so you bring in the 2nd string punter, and it's not a good kick again into the wind.
Right. That's who knows what's wrong with him. We're not going to worry about it. We need to take advantage of this short field.
It didn't appear that it happened on a play. We didn't see him down, but you know, you can pull something and get off the field and not notice. But here come the Leafs. That's a good stop for the Leafs.
You guys wanted to do this game outside tonight.
That was their best defensive stand of the night.
Kyle Hofer with the call. Hofer upended, taken out at the ankle at the 35-yard line.
Now there's one man to beat, but he did not miss that tackle. Yikes.
3-yard run for Hofer.
That play looked really good for a 3-yard run, didn't it?
It did.
It looked like it was going to open up.
Luke Heffelfinger making the tackle. Number 7 for the Warriors. 6.5 to play in the 3rd. Geneseo with great field position. They have it at the Sterling 35. They trail by 20 points. On 2nd and 7. Tight formation for the Green Machine. Mason Jones with room to run to the 25, the 20, down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Green Machine at the Sterling 14.
What was really nice there is he accelerates through the line of scrimmage, but then does a little hop step over the 1st tackler and then cuts back against the green, against the 2nd tackler, until he's brought down from behind by the 3rd guy.
That looked like what was supposed to happen in the play just before that.
Correct.
Geneseo getting
executed
some momentum.
well.
Inside the 15 at the Sterling 14-yard line. Football between the hashes, going to the north end zone. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. On 1st down, Hofer to his right, nowhere to go. Brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Looked like that one, he just kind of the turf monster, looked like it got him.
It's a combination of that and no place to go. Let's see, should I run into this wall?
Geneseo picking up the pace here a little bit offensively.
Might have got bumped off balance a little bit by a pulling lineman.
From the 16-yard line of Sterling, 2nd down 11 for the Green Machine. Counter play, Mason Jones almost slipped through there. Wrapped up and brought down for no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 16-yard line.
We saw similar in the 1st half too, where there's just a little crease and it looks like he gets through there, but one guy gets a hold of a thigh pad just long enough to hold him up with the next guys.
He only had one leg. The other leg was trying to drive, but he had some help. The finisher came in.
the rain is starting to come down or getting very close because people are scrambling in front of us. 3rd down and 11. McConnell rolls to his left. Pressure coming. Floats it up. And the receiver is hit before the ball gets there. He makes the catch. That's Hofer. It's a 1st down catch inside the 5 down to the 2. And I'm sure Geneseo will decline this penalty.
Most definitely. It looked like that's great concentration because you're right. He did get hit before he caught the ball. That's a very nice job by Kyle Hofer.
That was going to be a 1st down either way because he was hit. But they're going to take the result of this play right here. It's going to be on the 2-yard line.
Well, Kyle has his 4th catch of the season. And Geneseo knocking on the door, looking to get their first score of the night. They'll have it 1st and goal from the 2-yard line.
Whitehead talking to McConnell. I'm pretty sure he says, now you want to decline this penalty, don't you?
Yeah.
Here are your options. You want to decline this, don't you?
Here's the green machine at the 2-yard line of Sterling. Mosier wrapped up for no gain. Tried it off the left side.
Didn't fool anybody there.
Clock is running down to 4:20 in this 3rd quarter.
Well, they're going to give him a yard loss on that play. Looked like he got back to the line of scrimmage.
No question here. If you got any chance, you got to get the ball in. Field goal is not going to cut it.
Need a touchdown. Need some fireworks tonight. Second down and goal. Ball at the 3-yard line. McConnell under center. Tosses it back. And Sterling in the backfield is a loss of 2 back to the 5-yard line on the toss to Mason Jones. Player down for Sterling and might have an injury timeout here.
I know sometimes it looks worse than the lights, but it's coming down hard now.
Yeah, look at them scatter. A lot of screaming. Got some raincoats, got some umbrellas. Most of the people running.
Wow. It's coming down now, yes. Raining at Bob Reed Field. The game continuing. We do have an injury timeout. And we are just doing some general housekeeping here in the press box so we do not get wet.
It was definitely a feat of engineering, though, to figure out how to get these windows to move.
Well, we know the field's not going to get muddy. It's going to get wet, maybe a little slippery. I don't think we've seen a really heavy rain like this in the middle of a game yet on this turf field.
3rd down and goal for Geneseo inside the 5. They put the football at the 4-yard line.
We do know it gets slick, though.
At the line, here's the play. McConnell rolls the pass, gets it out in the flats. It's caught. Mason Jones, touchdown. Touchdown, Geneseo. Mason Jones and a 4-yard pass from Jake McConnell, and it's 20-6.
Fireworks in the rain. Does it get any better?
No, that's not thunder. Sterling just got thunderstruck.
It is interesting, though, that we haven't had any lightning with this, with the way it's coming down, how hard it's coming down.
Right.
We went from several hundred people to about 25. A little more than that, but there's a lot of people deserted this thing.
Logan Hansen's extra point on its way. It's good. Geneseo closes the gap. Down by 13 now, and a 3rd quarter touchdown. 20-7 is the score. Sterling leading the Green Machine.
Well, that's a great job responding to good field position, you know, and that you got to take advantage of what they give you, and that's something they gave us there. And with that nice pass play down to Hofer, I mean, very, very well done.
Mason Jones with a nice run on that series as well. And Geneseo has the first score for them tonight. Short field to work with, 7 plays, 38 yards, 3:35 was the time. And a 3-yard touchdown pass from Jake McConnell to Mason Jones. And extra point is good. So it's 20-7. Logan Hansen with the extra point.
Well, with the various styles of play that we have here, I don't know that anybody has an advantage in this rain. It might be the team with the lead, though.
At this point, yes.
But it just might be hard to hang on to the football.
Well, let's get a turnover. Let's even up the turnovers tonight. We're down 1. Here's the kick. Good one, too. That's going to bounce into the end zone. It's a touchback. So Geneseo stopped Sterling on their last drive, made them punt the football away. See if the defense can keep that up.
The wind definitely has become a factor, though, and the Leafs have it this quarter, but they will not finish with it.
Three minutes and 22 seconds to play in the third. Steady rain here at Bob Reed Field. Some folks still hanging around with umbrellas. Pistol formation, a run game. Geneseo all over that play. 1 yard out to the 21.
And that's the kind of play right there where arms grabbing and people popping for the football. Wet track, might be able to get that ball knocked loose.
You know, with the different quarterback in, that changes the might change the offensive scheme for Sterling. You don't have to count on the quarterback as much.
Second down and 9. Maxwell at that last tackle. Aponte getting to the outside. Gets close to that first down marker at the 30. I'm going to mark it just short, I believe.
Not moving the chains, but it's very close.
Third and a few inches for a first down.
Oh, that's at least a foot.
Yeah.
I guess 12 is a few.
Third and short. First down for Sterling out to the 35. Clock stopped for a moment. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the third. Geneseo on the scoreboard. Now trailing Sterling by 13, 20-7 in this third quarter. Rain starting to let up some. That's easy for me to say. I'm inside. First and 10 play. Sweeping it out to the right.
Oh,
what a nice play there.
Woo. Anthony Pierce.
Very well played.
Textbook.
Had a blocker in his face. It was one on two. Shed the blocker, make the tackle.
Right. Set the edge there. Didn't peek one way or the other. Made the running back commit and made the play.
Gain of 3. Could have been a lot more. Second down and 7 for the Warriors. Quarterback will keep it. Kested out to the 43-yard line of Sterling. And we'll say it's a 3rd and 2 coming up for the Golden Warriors.
And that's a nice run there. He had room to run, but he's not near as quick as the starter Willman.
They're still picking up nice chunks of yardage. A fumble is probably the preferred method of turning the ball over.
3rd and 2 as we get down to the minute mark of the third quarter. First down run for the Golden Warriors out to midfield. Ponte again gets the handoff, and he has it across midfield to the Geneseo 49-yard line.
It's going to be hard to get a stop on downs once you get into Geneseo territory. So they're really looking for a takeaway with a slick football.
And we really got to do a better job on first and second down so third down isn't so manageable.
Here's the snap on this first down play. Aponte is hit immediately.
That helps.
And a loss on the play. That's P.J. Mosier, I believe. Little stunt, blitzed in there. McGuire was all over the quarterback if he kept it. Sterling does not have to snap this ball with 20 seconds to go in the third, but they're not putting the brakes on. They have a second down and 11 at midfield. Game clock down to 10. They're just going to let this run out.
They're going to have to move that football about a foot.
Well, Geneseo won this quarter. They get on the scoreboard, and they trail. At the end of the third, it's Sterling 20, Geneseo 7.
This TV 50 broadcast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Jolene Barnes of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Communications, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Borac Pharmacy, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank, Pink's Paint and Body, Edwards Ready Mix. Please thank our sponsors for their support of this TV 50 broadcast.
1 quarter to go here at Bob Reed Field with Bob Pettit, Pat Mitchell. I'm Lauren Lemke. 20-7 is our score. Sterling leading Geneseo. The Golden Warriors scored all their points in the first half. Geneseo with the lone touchdown in the second half. And when we get back to action here, Sterling has the football, 2nd and 11 from midfield.
It's an easy job for the officials when the ball is turned over in the quarter at midfield.
Sweep play out to the left side. Aponte finds a seam and a nice solo tackle made. And we had a flag back at the line of scrimmage. This one's coming back.
Right, Bruce Moore was getting held on the edge, trying to get away from the defensive man. Defensive man had a hold of jersey, so that'll come back.
Nice tackle on the outside.
Ryland Coons with that.
Leafs picking it up here.
I think first penalty of the night against Sterling.
Nice halftime adjustments by the Leafs. They're playing much better defense. Obviously had a nice offensive drive.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
Referee mic'd up tonight. We got to give him some airtime. Now we've honored his contract.
Be interested to see. You know, we haven't seen but one pass from Sterling tonight. Now they're going to be second and 21. So will they throw the pass now, or put the ball in the hands of the sophomore quarterback?
Well, lately they've been trying to get outside versus coming up the middle. So it's 2nd and 21. Ball back to their own 40-yard line for Sterling. Howard with the call. Howard's wrapped up high, taken down by Connor Shipman at the 41-yard line. And now you're looking at a 3rd down and 18 for Sterling.
Connor Shipman looked like he was taking a ride there. He just jumped on his back, said, Vic, you go take me as far as you can. Held until he got some plenty of help. Picked up a big yard.
That's right. He beat the center to the left and just took himself right to the play.
Clock is running. We're at 11:10 in this 4th quarter. Sterling 20, Geneseo 7. Golden Warriors with the football, looking at a long 3rd and 19 from their own 41-yard line. Sophomore quarterback Kested with pressure, looking for a screen pass. He completes it, and Geneseo all over the receiver. Now he gets away and out to the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 11. They had him stop back at around the 40, but Howard got through for another 10 yards.
Right. Looked like we saw this week 1 too, where we looked like had a guy pinned down, and then we knocked the tackler off of him. So just make sure you got to just hang on for dear life.
You want to tackle the guy with the white jersey.
Yeah.
The green jerseys are your guys.
Some of that is a guy coming in trying to make the big hit and not finishing off the play correctly.
Hannaran will punt here with the 10:10 to play in the 4th quarter. Geneseo will get the football back. This one bouncing between both the punt returners, and it's in a roll. And Sterling's going to pin the Maple Leafs back inside the 5 to the 4 yard line. Well, Geneseo once tonight started at the 1 following a Sterling punt. This one not much better as they start from the 3.
That looked like it was all downhill the way that ball just kept rolling. It didn't stop.
Maybe had a little help from the wind.
Yeah, wind at your back.
Although the wind, you're not seeing the flag blowing like it was earlier.
Fans are coming back in.
It was short. It was very brief. Just looked vicious.
Geneseo
reminds me of Coach Mitchell. Just looks vicious.
From the 3 yard line, they'll give it to P.J. Mosier. He finds a seam. He's over the 10 yard line to about the 11. And a second down and short coming up for Geneseo.
That's definitely the best run by for PJ tonight. That's a great first down run, leaving yourself 2nd and 2.
Geneseo bringing in the play from the sideline. I'm just looking over on the sideline for Sterling. I can see the starting quarterback for the Golden Warriors. He does have his helmet off. He's standing over there. 2nd and 2. Can Geneseo pick this up? Hofer's going to try, and he can't get around the end. And gets wrapped up back at around the 11. A couple yards short of first down.
They just don't miss tackles. You just hope that one guy misses a tackle, and he's going to pick up big yardage. But they just don't miss tackles. They're very good, very sure-handed.
Geneseo down by 2 scores, and we are under 9 minutes to play. So time becoming a factor now in this ball game besides the score. Football at the 11 yard line as Geneseo lines it up, and we've got a timeout by Geneseo. They'll talk this one over and stop the clock with 8:35 to play in the game. Our score, Sterling 20, Geneseo 7. First timeout taken by Geneseo. We got some other scores going on.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got an interesting score from Augustana where Moline is visiting Alleman. The line score shows Alleman up 17-7 at halftime, and that's totally unexpected after, you know, knowing what we know with Moline. So maybe there's something going on. Maybe Alleman gets a guy back. Maybe Moline loses a guy. You have Rock Island up 14-7 over UT. That game in the second quarter. Of course, you had the 27 here. Some of the Weathersfields up over beat Mercer County 28-0. Bettendorf's behind Cedar Falls. Davenport North is 42-0 over Davenport West. But yeah, that Alleman Moline, you know, we get Alleman here next week for homecoming. So
I got some inside information on that Moline game. There's some turnovers going on by Moline. That's what's causing the Maroons problems tonight in the first half.
That'll do it.
How late are they? They're in the third quarter here?
Geneseo on a 3rd and 3, trying to pick this up. Moving the pile. Can they get to it? And I believe they do. Out to the 15-yard line.
They had a yard to spare on that thing. They're moving to change rapidly.
B.J. Mosier.
That was one of those things where that pile was behind the first down marker. It just kept moving and moving. Great drive by not only Mosier, but the whole line that was pushing. It used to be illegal.
Hey.
Way back in the old days when you played, I bet that was illegal. That's because you only had one bar on your face mask.
Right.
McConnell on first down, throwing, completing to Mason Jones, out of bounds on the Sterling sideline.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Pete. We lost the flag man over there. He bounces back up. It's always good to see the flag. The guy on the chain gang get back up unharmed.
I'll give him 9 yards on that pass play.
Once again, McConnell had to get rid of that quickly.
Geneseo on their 8-yard play on first down, now a 9-yard play. And they're throwing on 2nd and 1, airing it out. And Jones just can't come up with it, kind of thrown behind him. Tried to make an acrobatic catch, and it falls incomplete. Puts Geneseo at a 3rd and 1 with 8 minutes to play.
He wasn't under great pressure that time like he had been earlier, and Jones was open. He just threw it behind him a little. Couldn't turn around and get it. That's very unfortunate because he'd had some big yardage. But it's that second short free play.
Geneseo lining up here as they've got the momentum in the second half. Inside handoff.
Uh-oh.
Gonna be close.
Looks like you're going to be short by about a yard.
They are short. They're marking it shy of the 25-yard line.
BJ getting up a little slow there.
4 inches for Geneseo.
Yeah, we're going to go for this here.
Down by 2 scores, you have to.
That's a smart move.
Fourth down and a yard for Geneseo. They're going for it from their own 25-yard line.
You don't want to punt into the wind and gain 15 yards on the deal. Might as well just go for it.
And Geneseo's going to call a timeout and talk about this fourth down play. 7:13 to play in the game. Geneseo down by 2 scores, 20-7. Sterling with all their points in the first half. They led 20-0 at halftime. Geneseo, the only points in the second half, a touchdown pass from McConnell to Hofer and
Mason Jones.
Mason Jones, there we go.
I cheated Mason out of a touchdown last week. I'm not cheating him this week.
That was the Geneseo touchdown during the rainstorm.
During the rainstorm, right.
So Geneseo can keep this drive going. I mean, you still got a lot of yards to go.
Was it Jones or Hofer you cheated out of?
No, that's right. That's right. I cheated Hofer.
Yeah, I think you gave it to Jones.
Yeah, I gave it to Jones.
So you could take one away this way because you gave him an extra.
So you're right. That was Hofer.
Fourth down and 1. Geneseo crowd on their feet. I want to see a first down. Quarterback keeper. Jake McConnell, first down, Geneseo.
I like how he ran that. He just didn't go right over the center. He found the opening in the 3-hole and then came out that way to get his first down. Lower the shoulders. You need a foot, need a yard. He got it. Well done.
7 minutes to go in the game. Geneseo has the ball at their own 26, so they're 74 yards away from a touchdown. And they're going to need another possession besides this one. Sterling not the same team, though, without their starting quarterback. You can see that the second half. Pistol formation. Sense of urgency here for Geneseo, and a misread here on McConnell and Beneke. Pass came out to the sidelines, and Beneke running a jet route, seam route.
Best part about that is Sterling didn't have a cornerback sitting out there to pick six it.
So that incomplete pass will stop the clock. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play.
Beneke at least took the defensive back with him. That was nice.
Just set him up for the double, the chair pattern, right? 2nd and 10 for Geneseo. McConnell pistol formation, rolls out, completes the pass. No, it's dropped. And then a late hit coming in, and there's the flag. Pass was there to Hofer. He bobbled it, dropped it, and then took a shot to the back. I think he was almost out of bounds when that happened, too. It was well after the whistle. And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That's going to help out the Geneseo offense.
I mean, it's always possible he didn't know that he dropped that football, but not very likely. He looked like he just wanted to hit somebody. That's a bailout. That's definitely a bailout for Geneseo because they were going to face 3rd and 10. They needed that. Needed just a little help there. Sterling granted it.
So they'll walk this out. Looks like they're going to the 41-yard line.
41-yard line where Geneseo will have its 1st and 10.
McConnell staying in that pistol formation. Motion by Mason Jones. McConnell sets up in the pocket, throws it down the far sideline. It's intercepted by Sterling at the 45. Returned over midfield. Aponte. Noel Ponte to the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10, and he's going to get into the end zone. A 55-yard interception return by Sterling.
No flags.
No flags.
Took it, the interception from the Sterling sideline, came all the way across the field, ended up scoring in the near corner here on the Geneseo sideline.
And you know, we've made a lot of coaching decisions ourselves, and sometimes you just wish you wouldn't have done that. And you know the coaching staff is just saying, boy, that was not the right idea, but you know, you got to take some shots.
Mike Hanrahan will come in to kick the extra point. It's good. So Sterling scores on an interception return, and the lead back to 20 points as it was at halftime. 27-7 the score. Sterling on top with 6:18 to play in the fourth quarter.
Right, that just changed things in a hurry. I mean, you had a little bit of a drive. You had 3 first downs. I know one of them was on the penalty. But you were moving the ball. You got it out from the, you know, you started inside the 10-yard line, and then boom, just like that.
Trying to get within 1 score, make this a ball game, and it just puts a freeze on the whole thing. Feel a little bit of a chill when that happens.
Sterling's gonna have to kick the ball back off to Geneseo. Green Machine, they are waiting in the huddle. Come out to receive it. So Aponte, I think, had 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. He has his 3rd touchdown on a 55-yard interception return. I think he had a 55, 56-yard touchdown run in the opening quarter. Well, a little over 6 minutes to get something going offensively, Geneseo, so you got to work on some things. Kickoff coming down at the 10-yard line. Mason Jones straight ahead to the 25, and that's where he will end up.
Jones on the return for Geneseo.
A couple interceptions tonight from Jake McConnell. He's had a touchdown pass in this game as well. And really, Geneseo was in being 2 scores down, they had to start throwing the football just because the time was getting away from them.
Yeah, you bet. I mean, but here we go. Now we have to figure out a way, put a couple first downs together, move the ball a little bit. You know, we haven't been able to really drive the ball yet. Should be nice to see us get a little drive together.
We'll go back to the pistol formation with 6:11 to play in the game. 2-step drop back by McConnell. He's going to go to that far sideline again. If I got tipped, it's going to get intercepted at the 45-yard line. Intended for Beneke, but Quentin Spalding comes up with the interception.
Yeah, that ball was definitely tipped at the line of scrimmage and just hung up there forever. I'm not sure if our receiver saw it, saw it, the defensive man saw it, and was able to run it down.
He did see that. He was coming back, trying to get underneath that, and the defensive player just cut in front of him. It was just hung too long.
So once again,
looks like that wounded duck.
Just like we talked about in the first half, it's body language time. You know, you got to play this out and play it hard.
Sterling at the Geneseo 45-yard line following the interception. Kested, handoff. About a 5-yard run up the middle for Howard. So Howard and Aponte have been the 2 backs tonight running the football. I believe that was Xavier Areola with the run.
We've been in this position many times on the other side of the ball, and you make your decisions very easily. Just run that clock and keep running it down their throat. And that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Areola may have fumbled the ball, but he got dropped pretty hard at the 33-yard line. It's a Sterling first down.
And it doesn't appear they're going to put the ball up in the air for us to intercept, so we're going to need a fumble. Need that baby put on the ground a little bit here. Give us a shot. I think the body language is okay, Coach. I mean, I think that's a very good point. They're still battling. They're still fighting.
From the 33, first down play. Back to the run game. Up 2 yards on the play as Geneseo stuffs that play.
At that time, they brought a linebacker into that gap, help things out a little bit. Still able to gain 3. Keep playing, boys. Keep playing.
Second down and 8 for the Golden Warriors. 4.5 minutes to play in the game. 27-7 is the score. Sterling on top by 20. And another short run off to the left side for the Golden Warriors down to the 27-yard line of Geneseo.
Nice job of following his blockers. Let them get their blocks thrown.
3rd down and 3 for the Golden Warriors. Sterling up to the line of scrimmage, not going as fast as they did in the first half. Trying to use some of this clock with this lead. And it's Howard getting his hands on the football. It'll be close to that first down inside the 25 to the 24. They'll take a look. It might be just a yard short.
Ryland Coons with a nice wrap on that. It looked like he was going to try to wiggle loose, and Ryland hung on.
That's really close.
Clock moving down to 3:15 to play in the game. 4th down and a yard for Sterling. They might just take this down to the...
They'll just run out the play clock, call timeout.
Yep, that's what they're...
Get them underneath 3 minutes.
And it'll be under 2:55 by the time they stop this, and that's what we have left in the ball game. Sterling uses their first timeout, and they're looking at a 4th down and 1.
Timeout, Sterling.
Geneseo making a comeback in the second half, and then Sterling comes up with a big defensive play, returning an interception for a touchdown, and kind of took the wind out of the sails for Geneseo.
Looks like Moline's cut the gap to 17-14. Trailing Alleman by 3 over at Augustana. They're in the middle of a lightning delay.
Woo. Let's keep that over there.
Yeah, you bet.
Got 3 minutes. Think we're gonna make it, Keith? Keith says we're all right. Bob Pettit will be checking out the situation here shortly.
From the blimp.
Ooh, let's get a blimp.
How about it, Keith? You got a blimp for us? We could, I think we could get a little better view here.
TV-50 drone.
Yeah, once again, you go first.
I would have no problem riding in a blimp. That would be no problem for me.
We're back to football. 4th down and 1 after the Sterling timeout. Warriors have it at the Geneseo 24-yard line. They need to get to the 23 to pick up the first down. Howard's got it. Doesn't need much. He gets out to about the 22.
He danced around the backfield. Looked like they had an opportunity to kind of bust it, but they just didn't. He read the hole, stuck his head through, picked her up.
Golden Warriors have a 1st and 10 on the Geneseo 22-yard line.
And once they set the chains here, they'll wind the clock.
One red spot in the whole about 80-mile radius, and it's sitting right over top Augustana's field.
Well, we've been there before with the UT game a few years ago. 2.5 to play, 1st and 10. And a run for the Golden Warriors, who've only had to throw the ball 1 time tonight. They get it down to the Geneseo 15-yard line.
The ball carrier, Shipman on the tackle for Geneseo.
Still chewing up the real estate, nice sized chunks.
Golden Warriors.
It's boiling down to a matter of pride now, just keeping your shoulders erect and put your nose in there and play the game.
Sterling's gonna take the play clock down. Minute 45 on the game clock. They'll snap it on 2nd down. Nice solo tackle made by Geneseo. That's Beneke coming up, making the stop. Make it 3rd down and 3.
Right, Sterling just showing the patience just to keep running the same play, same 2 plays over and over. But the reason why, though, they're winning up front. They're winning the battles up front.
Did you call that stunt, Mitchie? That was the right hole.
Yeah,
Good guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to guess right.
Clock will be close to a minute to play in the game when this is snapped. On 3rd down and 3, Howard dancing his way around. He's not going to get the first down, though.
Ball.
And Geneseo saying the ball came out. And there's their turnover. Fumble by Sterling. Wish it would have happened earlier in the game tonight, not in the last minute. But Geneseo coming up with a defensive stop. And defensively, Geneseo shut out Sterling in the second half.
Right, correct. I mean, did a really nice job. And part of that is the help was the offense put together a few first downs to keep Sterling offense off the field.
I was kind of looking forward to see if Sterling was going to take a knee to end this game or whether they're going to try to put it in the end zone, but we're not going to find out now.
Geneseo with 12 guys in the huddle. This probably will be a penalty. Maybe they didn't see it. And a short run up the middle for Geneseo. Maybe they only had 11 guys in the huddle. I don't know.
Well, we had Beneke all the way down at the 10-yard line when he ran off. So I think that official realizes no harm, no foul on that. And let's not stop the clock.
Clock is running. We're down to 30 seconds in this game. A 20-point lead by Sterling. It'll be a 2nd down and about 5 for Geneseo out at the 16-yard line. Short run for P.J. Mosier to the 24, and I think that's going to end up doing it here from Bob Reed Field. Sterling puts up 3 touchdowns in the first half, lead 20-0 at halftime. Both teams score a pair of touchdowns, a touchdown each in the second half, and the final score is Sterling 27, Geneseo Green Machine 7. Sterling now 4-0 on the season. Geneseo now 3-1, and they are 1-1 in the Western Big Six.
But you knew coming into this one the type of team that Sterling was, and what's going to happen is last week was a measuring stick in one perspective, and this week's another one. Last week we got to measure ourselves with a decent Galesburg team who's going to be decent, the rest of the year, and then this week we measure ourselves with a team that is one of the better teams in the state of Illinois. So, we did pretty well here in the second half. And last year we ran into a couple situations where we kept the game close at halftime and then got blown out in the second half. So, in that respect, this is a step in the right direction.
Teams are going through the line, shaking hands. Won't be the victory bell tonight, but back home next week against Alleman. So, positive thoughts. Let's get back on the winning track next week.
Homecoming, lots of activities planned for the week. You always worry about homecoming a little bit, but you need to just enjoy it, come out and play well, because it's those Alleman Pioneers. There's some of the, a few years ago, there's a couple times we might have looked forward a little bit to play them in the playoffs, and we stubbed our toe 2 times that I can think of. But now they're conference. Now we get to play them outright, but. They're doing a number on Moline, so they're not going to be a pushover next week, that's for sure.
All right, we're going to get some stats and then thank our sponsors here. So Sterling with 16 first downs compared to Geneseo with 10. Geneseo coming on in that second half, they had 139 total yards, 77 on the ground and 47 through the air. 293 total offense for Sterling, but they had well over 200 yards in that first half, so not much offense for Sterling in the second half. Individually for Geneseo, 32 yards from Mason Jones, 31 from P.J. Mosier. Kyle Hofer had 28 yards, and McConnell was 6 of 16, 47 yards, a touchdown, and did throw 3 interceptions tonight. Mason Jones, 5 receptions, 35 yards, and that touchdown. And Kyle Hofer with 1 catch for 12. 137 yards on the ground for Noel Aponte. Howard had 81 yards on the ground for Sterling. Again, they only threw 1 pass tonight and ran the ball 52 times. So those are our game stats. I'd like to thank our sponsors here for coverage of this football game. Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Communications, Turpins of Geneseo, Dairy Queen, ProTech Auto Body, Eric Henderson and Jolene Barnes of Country Financial, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Central Bank, Vandemore Funeral Home, Hammond Henry Hospital, Vorak Pharmacy, Brian Garnett of LPL Financial, Pink's Paint and Body, Liberty Village, Farmers National Bank, and Edwards Ready Mix. Guys, we'll catch up with you next week. Thank you, Bob Pettit, Pat Mitchell. We also like to thank Kim Kennett back at the WGRG studio, our statisticians, Willis Andel, our graphics designer, Parker Prohaska, and our technical coordinator, Keith Kennett. This is Lauren Lemke. Sterling wins this one tonight, 27-7 over Geneseo. We'll be back next week. We'll get a win against Alleman. We'll see you then. Good night from Bob Reed Field.